Hi, welcome to today's exciting story. The man became the big boss on his first day in prison, but who could have guessed that just days ago he was a pitiful soul with nowhere to go, merely arrested for ordering a super sweet egg yolk pie in town. He violated the town's no sugar law. At the prison, the officer prepared to register him, but he chose silence. For such a tough guy, we call him Jack. The officer found only $200 and a WW2 medal in his possessions. But who carries that kind of stuff while wandering around? He was then taken to the detective's office, and after some bewildered communication, Jack finally understood why, upon arrival, a murder happened, making him a major suspect. Jack explained, "I didn't kill anyone, at least not recently." He then started analyzing the details, concluding at least 3 people were responsible. The first shooter was chillingly calm, leaving no shell behind, definitely a pro. The second one continued to act even after the victim was down. This one definitely had issues. Professionals don't operate like that. Finally, the last guy simply covered the victim with a piece of paper before leaving. Those first 2 wouldn't behave. Like the detective felt Jack's reasoning made sense, but it wasn't enough to clear him, so he had to stay in town for a while. The female officer tried to look him up, but found no info, as if someone deliberately wiped him from existence. She sensed he had a story to tell, so she decided to ponder life with him through the bars, just as the detective had the new revelation. They went to the deceased home and bluntly stated that there was a phone number on the victim's shoe, which turned out to be his, leaving Jack scrambling for it. But when he spotted a black sedan outside, he promptly confessed his guilt, yet the detective was left questioning everything. The detective feigned coma and asked some unrelated detailed questions, leading and suspecting Jack to admit he wasn't the killer, but definitely knew something. He was swiftly taken back to the station. Jack was free due to a confession. The detective's assistant came to unlock his cuffs, but Jack easily pulled them off. The cuffs shattered immediately, but little did he know, this act made the detective furious, leading him to commit the offending and officer offense. Thus, both he and the other suspect ended up in jail, welcomed with a package by officers. However, he didn't realize he angered the wrong person, who ordered him to bend and spread his legs, but Jack wouldn't comply. "Did you really think you could check me out without serious consequences? Go ahead, or check out your cuffs." Soon after, the 2 men were locked up and Jack's sledging began. There was an unspoken rule: don't let him count to 3. "Now I'm gonna count to 3, buddy. Do you know what I'm saying? 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. The room went completely silent, and everyone started begging to leave. From that moment, Herb became his little sidekick. He pinned survival hopes on Jack, telling him during recreation he was falsely accused. Herb was a financial manager before prison. They forced him into a financial scam and framed him when it failed. If he resisted, they'd make his and his family's lives miserable. As they talked, Jack sensed a hint of danger. Nearby inmates were watching them intently, preparing to strike. He headed to the bathroom, a perfect spot for some action, and sure enough, that gang of inmates soon followed. He announced, "I'm not targeting anyone. I just wanted to say to everyone here, your days aren't looking too good. I'll give you 3. This old-timer broke the rules, striking first. Surrounded by burly men, Jack was a killing machine. When the guards arrived, they were left dumbfounded. The bathroom had turned into a scene from hell, and they had no idea this killing machine had some serious credentials. The female officer found the detective with Jack's military records from Special Ops, West Point grad, many medals. Had the war persisted, had have been a 3-star general by now, a total military mastermind. He wasn't just some soldier, he was a modern-day hero in battle. Later, Jack joined the military police and nabbed over 150 cases. Now, he was right back in the thick of chaos. The detective started doubting his choices. What kind of monster had he caught? He had to get Jack out ASAP. He retrieved Jack's alibi from bus surveillance and sent a cop car. Upon release, Jack deemed the town unbelievably chaotic. He planned to catch the next bus out of there, but could he really escape? "Who are you?" "I was gonna apologize, but now it's too late." "If you don't apologize, well, buddy, sometimes a hero can't face a femme fatale." He reminded the female officer of their date. Had been single all his life. Finally, he was getting a girlfriend. He went to the barber shop for a makeover, but as soon as he laid back, he noticed some punks in a pickup truck eyeing him. Jack, usually avoiding trouble, was trapped. He asked the punks, "What are you staring at?" They weren't intimidated. Instead, they advised him, "This town is right for you, don't let a moment of impulse be your last." And they walked away. Jack stood stunned. First time anyone dared speak so since joining the military. He entered the diner. The female officer cancelled their date. Because in this quaint little town, 2 murders happened in less than 2 days. Jack felt a little bummed, but to rekindle romance, he headed to the crime lab with the female officer. But he was distracted by her. As the coroner described, things felt increasingly wrong. He snatched the monitor and blurted out details on required protective gear to avoid blood spatter during a murder. The female officer noticed marks on his hands, like cuts, which reminded him of his earlier life. In that moment, he thought he saw a scar on the victim's wrist on the monitor.